Ari, it's nice to have you on here, man. How are you doing today?
I'm great, my man. How are you?
Man, I'm doing amazing. It's a beautiful morning for me today. How would you introduce yourself to someone who maybe doesn't know you?
Well, I'm just a kid from Cleveland, Northeast Ohio. Just a
uh,
kid. I'm
I'd say
what
Jack kid. You left that part right
thank
out.
you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't always. Sometimes I still look in the mirror and see like a little skinny, fat, insecure kid.
mm,
But yeah, I'm from Northeast Ohio. I'm 23 now, live in Columbus. I mean, ADHD severe. I mean, that's a big part of my life.
mm,
So I think I gotta put it. Um, I grew up like really intrigued in art. That was some of my first passions. Is I used to make portraits for kids. I used
mm,
to play piano. I used to do plays, and I like always thought my parents are like, this kid's never gonna like sports or any
mm,
physical activity. And then I became obsessed with basketball, kind of like middle school when puberty started happening. I guess
mm.
started to man up a little bit. um, and then I think I found my new art form in bodybuilding. Um, but I was kind of overlooked my whole childhood. Kind of,
Mm,
tried to fit in, didn't really. Uh, I just with the kids in my small public school, I guess I never really resonated with them too much. I wasn't like the popular kid, and I would like constantly try to fit in, be liked. And then once I found
mm,
fitness, I would say changed my life, and I started, feeling validated in my own self and fulfilled, like without searching for external validation, right? Um,
yeah.
and since then, I've done two bodybuilding shows. I started coaching other people, and I just fell in love with fitness. And now I'm just personal developing and found true peace in, uh, improving myself. So I guess that's a bit about my backstory.
Yeah. Man, when did you start lifting?
Uh, so maybe junior year of high school, I was like still really skinny.
Mm,
I was into basketball since I was 14. Um, and then I would lift, but inconsistently. And then like senior year, I finally made the basketball team, the varsity team, just to be like sat the entire time. So it was kind of out of pity why I made the team. And then I quit January 1st, 2020, and became really, really consistent with lifting. So I was really skinny then. So it's been about, what is it, 2025 already? Oh my God. I was going to say 3 years. Yeah, it's been like it's been a little over 5 years, very consistent training.
uh,
Wow.
you didn't even
Uh,
realize it's 2025, bro.
yeah, that's a long time, dude. I've been lifting for a long half a
Yeah.
decade more. I'm very
Mm,
consistent since then. I did my first bodybuilding show in
yeah.
2022, and 2025 is now. I did my
Bro,
second bodybuilding show.
yeah. Do you ever get like fake natty accusations?
No, I'm not that big.
Hmm. Bro, I was like, now it makes sense they were natty, like if you've been trained for like 5 years. But if you were saying like something like crazy, like two or three, bro, I think you're juicing, bro. Like you're
Yeah,
jacked.
I started. Thank you, bro. I started like 6 months ago. No,
Yeah,
but
man.
no, Colby though, that's a guy that gets fake accusations. But
Ah, yeah.
you know,
Colby also is big as fuck, bro.
yeah, he's
He,
huge. He's massive.
yeah.
But yeah, I just been taking it really seriously over half a decade.
Mm,
Nothing crazy, no crazy genetics, just literal straight discipline, obsession,
mm,
straight obsession, doing things most people wouldn't do
yeah.
in terms of consistency and stuff.
Yeah, man. I want to get into some more fitness stuff later on, but I want to first ask, how was your childhood like? How did you grow up?
So, I mean, like I said, I mean, I had a really nice environment at home. I mean, very loving. Uh, I would say my dad he wanted the best for me, an interesting way of showing it, but he was tough on me, and we would fight a little bit. And I kind of think
Mm.
I wanted to grow up, like, get jacked so I could, like, I would,
Ah,
I would be
yeah,
intimidating, not just from him.
yeah.
Like, I love him. Like, we have a good relationship to an extent, but I don't know. I just like getting fights with him, and I did want to get jacked since a young age,
Mm.
and um, but yeah, and then I went to school, and I was kind of a fuck around kid, like severe ADHD, always like knocking over kids' towers. My parents pulled me out of middle
Mm.
school, 6th grade, to go to a Jewish private school, and there it started to whip me into shape a little bit,
Mm.
and I started falling in love with basketball, maturing a bit. And then, but the whole time, I mean, before the Jewish middle school, again, I was just trying to really like kind of fit in. And I was just didn't, I just thought I was below, like not cool, and I would just try to make kids laugh and do whatever they said.
Mm.
Led me to get in a bunch of trouble just to like be liked. But
Oh.
then, yeah, I was just a little insecure.
Mm.
Um, and then But in 7th grade, when I went to the private school, and then I was like, it was very small, like 20 kids in the grade, and I had like a clean slate, and I like completely rewrote my identity. And I went in there like the man, and everyone like, dude, this guy's the man. And I was like, whole new identity. I was like, wow, I guess I'm not like a loser. And then that's the first time I kind of saw it. But then I went back to that high school with the initial kids, the public school, and it was like, okay, I had like a little friend group, but still I like wasn't the most popular kid by any means, but I still felt better then. And then I found fitness and went to college, and I was the man, like
Mm.
the man. Like I'm known everywhere around campus at Ohio State.
Mm.
um I was the social chair of a fraternity, like hit up 300 girls for the parties, like bodybuilder. Everyone on the street knew me. I blew up on TikTok at this time, and I was just known around campus. And that's right when I started lifting. So I had like the utmost confidence, and it literally
Mm.
changed my life. So it's insane. Like my life completely turned around from who I thought I was going to be when I was like in elementary school. If I saw myself in college, I would have been like,
Mm.
no way. You know, I was the man. And then I just
Yeah.
graduated last year. I'm still the man, but I don't go out and party and drink like that anymore. Now I'm like, all my energy is
Mm.
focused on, you know, just self betterment, fitness, and growing my business, my coaching business, and helping clients, helping other people change their lives through fitness, like how mine did.
Mm-hmm.
That's my purpose. I'm kind of over drinking. Like I had friends from college that still go out and drink a lot and stuff, but I passed my time with that. I already did enough in
Yeah.
college.
Yeah. I feel like there are some people that just get bored of it quickly, and there are some people who, even years later, they're still doing the same habits that they used to do back in the day, the same thing even
Right.
years later. So, like, for me, like, I'm in Central Europe, bro. Like, here we start drinking at like 14, 15, all right? Like, there's no this, you gotta be 21 years old bullshit. Like, it doesn't work like that. They let you know a nightclub when you're like 15, maybe even slightly younger with if you give them like $10 extra, that they let you in, whatever. So it's like, I kind of got bored of that when I was like 16, after like the first year of high school, and I also dropped out of high school when I was 16. But I look at some of these guys that I used to go back in the day, like the high school with my classmates from back then, and then I look at their Instagram stories now, and I see like they post something they're in the club, right? And I'm like, bro, it's been like 2 years. I haven't drank in a long while, but I'm like, these guys, even 2 years later, they're still going to the same club, making the owner of the club richer, right? Instead of working on their goals, they're making that guy richer, right? And they're destroying their health, whatever, right? And like 1 year of that was enough for me, but for them, bro, they keep doing that. And I'm wondering, why is that? Why some people never change and some people change like instantly? Like they do a bad habit for a while, but then they realize that they can't keep doing that. That's when I stopped drinking. That's when I didn't drink. I wasn't like an alcoholic, but like I stopped going out, whatever, and dumb shit like that, like with the young boys. I stopped drinking beer and stuff like that with them, and
That's a
that's
good
when
point.
I feel like the thing for me was I left the environment. I dropped out of high school, that's when I actually started doing the podcast. That's when I started freelancing, doing thumbnails for some guys, right? Started making some little money online with freelancing. Started going to the gym like more. Started boxing too. And I started doing more stuff, more good stuff. I started reading books. Like, I'm a bookshelf. I've got the books I've read over the last 2 years. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, once you do one good thing, it leads to another one and another one, right? So, like, I was out of high school. I'm like, okay, now I'm not a student anymore. I'm just an unemployed man. What the fuck do I do? I'm not 18. They won't hire me anywhere, right? So what the fuck do I do? Well, I heard that you can make money online, so I started looking at some freelancing stuff, and I started doing some thumbnails for free, whatever. Started doing the thumbnail for $15, right? $10. I sell thumbnail for that, bro. I started learning a little bit of graphics, whatever, and then bro, I started making a couple $100 a month with that, man, and that was nice. And then I started doing some other stuff, but that's not the point. The point is, I feel like the environment was the reason. But I want to ask you, why do you think? Do you think it's the environment, or do you think it's something else, like the character, or why people keep doing the same stuff, the same bad habits?
It's a great question. That's an awesome one. Um, I think it's a mixture of both. You can say like nature or nurture type thing, you know. I really
Yeah.
think there's a combination that goes in there. Now, if you're hanging with if you're hanging with 3 millionaires, you'll become a millionaire. Hanging with 3 drug addicts, you'll become a drug addict, right? So you went on your own, dropped out of high school, and started. You were on your own, and you realized you had time to think, what do I want out of this life? And then you started to better yourself. Now, when you're surrounded constantly by people in society and in a certain environment, you don't have a lot of time to sit and think with yourself, what do I want out of this life? And because of
Holy
that,
shit.
yeah, you're kind of numb. You're kind of just drifting through life where the wind blows you, where the rest of society blows you, and everyone's following each other, but no one has no one has a second to sit down and think what they want out of this life until they're isolated.
Man,
You know,
never thought
you know
about
what I
that.
mean?
Like, when you're
Right,
in the
right.
environment, you don't have silence for you to think, or like,
You don't. You
holy
don't. And I
shit.
know because I've been there too. I know because in high school, for 4 years of college, I didn't literally, I lived with guys the entire time. I didn't have a second to sit and think. You're just surrounded by people that are all doing the same thing. So it makes you think you need to do that same thing.
Mm,
And the truth is, most of society is going to be stuck in this comfort box right here.
yeah.
And there's the universe outside of it with all these opportunities that most people won't ever see,
Mm,
because breaking the barriers of that box is extremely uncomfortable,
mm,
because discomfort directly correlates to growth and opportunity. However, most people, discomfort is too much for them. So they're going to continue staying in their comfort zone, doing what the rest of society does, and not thinking about what they really want out of this life. Because in order to break your comfort zone, which most people can't do, you're going to have to strive away from the pack. You're going to have to isolate yourself. You have no choice. You have no choice. So, I guess to answer your question, I think isolation is required
mm.
to better yourself, to make self development, unless you're with a bunch of other people with the same goal. So that being said, I really do think environment plays a huge role. When I moved to Chicago after I graduated college with all these guys, I lived alone. And it's because I moved there before my other friends got the same place there. So all my roommates moved to Chicago, same with me, but I was the first one to get a job there. So I found a single apartment. And then the other three all moved there together. They all found
Mm.
an apartment together after. And I didn't mind. I was like, I'll live on my own. That's cool with me. Um, and it was a plan from God, because I swear, from August to December, I was kind of the same person, still hanging out with them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then December or January, I started my second bodybuilding prep, and I was able to do it in college with my environment, but I started becoming closer with God, reading the Bible every day.
Mm.
Um, I started my own, I started my coaching business online. and I was constantly working. I was working a 9 to 5, and then at night I was working on my
Mm.
business, and then I was also prepping for a bodybuilding show, and I had zero time to hang out with them. And because of that, I wasn't able to hang out with them. But if I was living there with them, there's no way I could have successfully made any progress with a business because they're constantly playing video games. Like I would still hang out with them occasionally, but they're constantly playing
Mm.
video games, going out, still drinking, and I just had no desire to do that. I couldn't drink when I was prepping for my show, but after
Mhm.
my show in early May, you know, I still didn't have a desire to drink. I'm over it, and I was focused on my business and escaping the matrix. And just me being on my own gave me the I, opportunity to sit and think, what do I want out of this world? Meanwhile, I go and hang out with them, and they all have the same limiting beliefs. Oh, if only I could do this. If only I could make money. I don't hate my job, but like that's normal, right? Yeah, yeah, that's normal. It's okay to just barely be away from death at your job. Like hate it.
Mm.
Just like everyone, like it's normal to hate your job, like or not love it, you know. And they all tell themselves that, and that's like the norm. And if I was still with them, I would probably be like, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it is just life. Like, just, I mean, I
Mm.
guess my job just, it's kind of miserable, kind of not. But then me being alone, I think to myself, why can't I love my life? Why can't I do my dream job? Why can't I go
Oh
after
yeah.
and being around all those limiting beliefs is really, really the cause of failure. The only thing you control in your life is your mind, your thoughts.
Mm.
And if those are limited, you can't expect any growth or anything. The only thing that can give you the possibility of getting to your dreams is starting with belief. So tweaking
Mm.
my ability to tweak my mindset was only enabled because I was on my own. And I think the same
Mm.
goes for you. Doing your own thing, having a podcast, doing freelance, like there's no way if you were still in high school with those guys, it would have been much
Fuck
harder.
no.
It would have been much harder probably, you know.
Oh man,
But
I was speaking about making money online with them, and they're like, "Oh, come on, bro, you try to be Andrew Tate." Those types of stuff. It's like they would bully me for trying to. I thought they were my friends, but they would actually insult me for trying to be better. Or like, "Hey, here comes Arnold." When I come into class, they make fun of me. Yeah, bro, that's the thing because I barely 1 year into the gym and I was still eating like shit because I was hanging around with them, go to the buffet in school, eat the fucking frozen pizzas or whatever that they sold for like $2, or like the baguette with fucking McDonald's type chicken nuggets in it with some fucking mayonnaise, bro. It was the
yeah,
dirtiest
just
shit. So my
shit.
body still looked like shit. I was still pretty fat, bro. But what I wanted to say is I do think the environment plays a big role because I do think it plays a big role, but it's not the only thing. Because you put a motherfucker in the wrong environment and he'll still make it out. Like there are some people that are just like that. Like let's
Yeah,
say the Tate brothers, bro. They've been in the worst environments ever, and they still made it out. That's an example I can think of, right?
hmm
Do you know who Hamza is?
I think yeah, the Jack dude, right?
Yeah, he has like 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Anyways, he worked a lot of shitty jobs with a lot of small-minded people, etc. But when he was on the job, he actually was working on his business, right? Like
That's what I did too.
risking getting fired from his job, but he's a motherfucker that he was put in the wrong environment, but he still made it out. So it's like the environment plays a very big role, but also self-control is kind of like another thing. Like
hmm
he was speaking
I,
about this one thing. Um, you can put a chocolate bar on your table in front of your desk. And if you last a couple of days not eating it, you'll want to throw it away. Why? Because you just see that this stuff doesn't go bad. It's not real food, you know? And most people just try to hide it. Hide it from their peripheral vision because they know that they'll fall into the temptation, right? But if you can literally face the chocolate bar that you loved all your childhood and just literally have it in front of you for hours on end and not touch it and keep focused on your work, you're the type of guy that can go into any environment pretty much and
that's a
handle
good point.
temptations. Like, for example,
That's
smoking cigarettes, right? I was smoking cigarettes when I was 15, bro, because I was before school, right? Our friend who was 18, he would buy it for us, like a pack for like $7, $8, right? We would give him the money. and we were just smoking for the school, trying to be tough. As soon as I was at 16 when I dropped out, bro, I never even bought a pack again. I never even smoked a cigarette again since then. And I'm like, yeah, it was really actually the environment. And at 15, I wasn't the type of guy who could have resisted those temptations. And granted, I'm now around smokers and I just don't smoke anymore. But that's because I had 2 years of progress. The 2 years of beating other addictions, like video game addiction that I had my whole life, my whole childhood. And that's another thing, like junk food, etc. Like, I had so many things I had to like solve, like my own psyche.
You know what I
But
think it is?
what?
I think it's mental engagement and standards. So if you have the standards, and depending on what you're mentally engaged in, what your priorities are, you can make it out of any environment. Like,
Mm.
like
Oh yeah.
if that chocolate bar is in your vision, and your standards are like, I don't settle for this shit.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know who I am as a person, right? And you're mentally engaged on your goals at all times, then nothing will get in your way. And that's kind of how I was, because I was also working at my job during my 9 to 5 before I quit. I was on my computer working on my side business, checking in on my clients, and my boss literally came and said, "Put away your laptop. You can't be working at 2 jobs at once." And I didn't give a fuck. And then I was still on my work computer checking in on clients, because he saw me pull out my personal computer in front of him. I didn't give a shit. And then I ended up being able to quit the job. I was like, you know what? You were right about working on 2 jobs at once. I quit. That's what I fucking told him.
That's a W, honestly.
Yeah.
Man.
And here I am. I'm making triple the amount of money. So fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like the hardest part is actually like making like even minimum wage, because it's like online, right? Like building your first like 1K, 2K a month.
That's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part, really, if you think about it, man. But as soon as you get it from there, you now have the freedom. You don't have to go to 8 hours of your day spent in the 9 to 5 to pay the bills. You can pay the bills. Yes, you're still not rich. You're still far from it. You're not even making 10K a month. But at least you now have some free time that you can put into the business. And now, because when you're working a 9 to 5, or when you're in school and it takes 8 hours out of your day, you come home, you're exhausted, and it's really hard to work. So you have to either wake up before school, before work, and work on your business, or do it in school or in your job, right?
It was so much. I was drained. I was working in 9 to 5. 5 to 9, I was working on my business, and I was preparing for a bodybuilding show. So I was working out, doing an hour of cardio, prepping all my meals, and then I was trying to sleep on top of it. I was getting 5 hours of sleep preparing for my most recent competition. I was like, I had literally no time to sleep. I was balancing 3 massive things, you know, and I eventually was able to quit that job. Thank God. It was a waste of time. It was just brain rot. People walk around and like,
what job was it?
Bro, like I was finding loads for truck drivers to pick up. Okay.
Oh.
So I had like a whole database of things for truck drivers to pick up. And then I would call a truck driver that I knew in Georgia, and I'd tell him, hey, there's a load over here. Do you want to take it to back home where you live?
Oh, yeah.
It was just like organizing truck drivers' loads, like calling them all day.
That's actually something similar to what my brother does. He's like a dispatcher for truck drivers.
Yeah, so I talked to the dispatchers. That was my job. Maybe so I would have talked. Does he dispatch trucks in America?
No, he does here in Europe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I would talk to dispatchers that dispatch trucks in America and send them around, or Canada. I mean, it's not miserable. I'm not like mining like in fucking or like, you know, but so it wasn't miserable. But what was miserable is that I knew that I was wasting my talent, my
time,
my potential. I'm in insane shape. I'm shredded, and I'm sitting there calling truck drivers, and there's some obese guy next to me.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like the worst thing about it is the time, really, because that's not. I would if I had to work a job again, which thankfully I don't right now. But if I had to, at least I would pick a job that I would like. it would be high pay for an hour, but like it would be like some fucking hard labor job. But at least like, bro, at least the least amount of time, because time is really,
time is the most valuable thing you have.
yeah, because with time you can create a lot of money, but actually you need to have time and a reason, right? Like I find it that a lot of students that are good at school, etc., they get praise, whatever. They find it hard to like build a business or even like do basic shit like video editing, like getting good at it in a year or two and make a few $100, $1,000 a month. They struggle with that because they don't hate it that much, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't hate it enough.
You brought up a great point, because here is rock bottom. When you hit rock bottom, you can either stay there or you can skyrocket off, right? Rock bottom for a lot of people is a blessing, because you finally hate it enough that you're like, that's it. It's your breaking point, right?
Yeah.
And you just level the fuck up. You just have this whole drive. You're like, I'm sick of this. And then it drives you to make a massive change, right? Most people in society, 99%, sit right here, right above rock bottom, where they don't hate it just enough. They're right above rock bottom, but they just don't hate it enough by like 1% to make a change. So they just live their life barely not complacent. That's where my friends are. They're like, they're like right here with their jobs. They're like, I mean, I don't hate it more than anything. You know, they're like right here. And if they just hated it 1% more, they would probably hit rock bottom, and probably, hopefully, you know, that would be their breaking point to make a change their life for the better. You know, most people just stay right here where it's not enough. They're right above rock bottom for their whole life, just comfortable enough to not need to make a change, which is dangerous. Comfort is dangerous.
That's actually more dangerous than a rock bottom. Maybe people are afraid of it, but really,
oh yeah, not even close. Rock bottom's a blessing.
Yeah, man. Holy shit. I feel like many people like think that they hate their lives, but you really see it in their actions. Like, bro, if you see them on Discord and they have like 6 hours of playtime on fucking Fortnite, they don't hate their lives, bro. They're just saying it because they heard someone else say it and they think it's cool, bro. Like, come on now. If you really hate your life, you shut the fuck up and you actually take the action, bro. Like, you don't complain, you take action. That's the thing.
I think it's very well that they hate their life and they're depressed, but they haven't quite hit rock bottom. Like, they're right above it.
Or maybe they have some cope mechanism. So on my mirror somewhere there, I have a quote from Jack Hopkins, which says, "I like my suffering raw," right? Because let's give an example. If you hate your fucking life, but then you go home and you play video games, it's kind of like I hate most of my life, but this part is cool. So you know, this is the one good thing. Or let's say fucking VR porn or whatever guys are doing these days, bro. You know. It's like they have one thing that's good about their lives, so they just focus on that. They don't actually try to fix all the other parts of their lives. But when you stop all that shit, when you don't do any instant gratification stuff, you actually don't have anything good to look forward to. So now you realize, okay, I have to fucking change something because this is unlivable with.
I mean, again, I think they have to go down to rock bottom, because what these instant gratification things are, they're escape from your life. That's why I used to smoke weed every day in high school. You know, I'll smoke occasionally now. I have nothing against weed. I think it's good occasionally. Sometimes it opens my mind, gives me new ideas. But to use it like constantly as an escape, and drink constantly as an escape, that's what these people are still doing. Like your friends from high school, they're constantly drinking an escape. They're like, it's the cool thing to do. They don't know any better. Like, and they're just escaping. And that's what I also mean. They don't have a second to sit down and think and isolate themselves, to give themselves a chance to realize they don't like where they are. They're just floating, mindlessly drifting. That's what most people do. You escaping from high school gave yourself an opportunity to evaluate your life and evaluate priorities and see what you needed to do in your life? What was
I
your calling?
also feel like for me, it wasn't like I ever had a job that I fucking hated or something like that. That was my rock bottom. My rock bottom was actually respect because I had zero respect from nobody. Zero. Like fucking zip. Like my parents, bro. Now I'm just an unemployed man who dropped out of high school, won't get hired at a job for the next 2 years until he turns 18 because it's illegal here. So it's like, what the fuck do I do? Now I'm just gonna stay at home, right? My parents fucking think I'm a leech because, which realistically I kind of was, bro. Let's be honest. And I'm like, holy shit! I just had this one night when I fucking started crying because I didn't like. I realized that I have to figure something out, bro. There has to be something. Like, bro, if I tell a girl, hey, I'm not going to school, I'm not working, I'm basically fucking broke, zero money a month, and I'm like, well, no girl's gonna want me anyways. It's like I had absolutely nothing. I had no friend, no real friends, because the friends from high school I didn't really want to talk to them. I had no girls. I had basically no respect for my family. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Nobody likes me. I'm like, I don't even like me. That's a crazy thing. I didn't even like myself, man. So it's like, okay, I had the gym, but I wasn't even serious about that. My dad was still shit. So again, the first thing that I started doing was thumbnails and video editing. But I wasn't really a good video editor, but I was pretty good at thumbnails. So again, I started outreaching, started making a few $100 a month within like the first half a year, let's say. But the main thing is that led to me dialing in on my diet, right? And then that led to me also starting boxing like once, twice a week, just like because I wanted to do something more than just like lifting weights, and that was very fun, bro. I don't think I'm ever gonna like be a pro boxer. I don't even have the desire to, but I like the sport as it is. And I started a podcast. I always watch podcasts, and I'm like, man, I wish I could do this. Like watching Chris Williamson, And then I was like, well, I could try to outreach someone. I had like 2,000 followers or like 1,000 followers back then. I'm like, I could, right? I have like 4,000 right now. And I'm like, I could try. So I started outreaching to some people that I was following at the time that I was watching for a while. And I was so surprised when they replied. So then I made the questions, right? And I was like, I was so nervous before my first podcast, man, but it was well worth it. And that journey, it's been 2 years, and I'm so glad, man. 50 podcasts, and it's like it's so nice because I see that basically my rock bottom was just like the fact that nobody fucking liked me, including myself. That was it. It wasn't a fucking shitty job. It wasn't getting in a shit ton of debt. It wasn't like a family member dying for me, but for me it was respect. So everybody's rock bottom is different. It is a different
Oh
cause,
yeah,
I feel.
I agree with you. Mine was also respect. Like I said, I was overlooked. What caused me to quit the team January 1st, 2020 is I got no minutes on the team. I spent 6 years grinding in basketball,
Mm,
grinding to make the team, got overlooked, made the team out of pity, sat the bench. The coach wouldn't even look at me. Like I was beating the starters in one-on-one in
mm,
practice. Like I wasn't bad. Like I'm a short 5'7" white Jewish kid. I was like the only white one on the team. I was the shortest on the team, but I was completely
mm,
overlooked. Like there was no hope, no, not even worth giving me a chance or helping me at
mm.
all. And I just like I was riding around with the team not to get any minutes, and I was just like, this is it. I felt worthless. And then I quit the team January 1st, 2020. And ever since then, my life is transformed. I probably have a
Fucking
picture.
Jasper.
It's not here. I think I have a picture. I could find it if my phone doesn't die.
Mm.
But it's like, yeah, I mean, rock bottom is needed to be hit. In my opinion, when you hit rock bottom, that is a blessing. Because I'm someone, I don't know about what you feel with God. I've gotten closer recently.
Oh yeah, I'm
But
Christian.
yeah, yeah. So when he only gives the hardest roads to the strongest people.
Mm.
That's my opinion. So my phone freaking died. It's been dying all the time. But yeah, I mean, I used to be a really, really, really skinny kid, overlooked and stuff like that. So I really think I'm thankful for hitting rock bottom. I'm really thankful.
Yeah, and
'Cause,
there are a
yeah,
lot of people, and there's always gonna be people that are there right now. There's some guy watching this that might be going through it right fucking now, bro. Um, what would you say would be like the first steps, like the most important things to focus on right now? Because right now is not a time to make your Tinder profile, to make yourself look cute on Instagram or whatever. Now is not the time for that, in my opinion. Like I could give my opinion on this, but I want to hear yours 1st.
Mhm. So, what's the most important thing to tell someone that's at rock bottom?
Yeah, what are the first steps? What are the most important things to focus on?
That's awesome. I mean, it's definitely not a girl or a significant other. If it's a girl watching this, it's not a guy. If it's a guy watching this, it's not a girl. If it's gay person, I don't fucking care.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
it's nothing except yourself, because what you make of yourself attracts abundance and success. I always say, if you want anything worth having, it comes to those who are deemed worthy. It's not it's not found. Okay, it's not created. You don't create success. You don't find it. It doesn't fall in your lap. You don't hope for it. You become the person that you want to be by replicating that person's actions, mindset, standards already. You put yourself in that person's shoes, that 2.0 version of yourself that you dream about that's so unrealistic. You already develop their standards, mindset, intention, and start acting like that person. And that's when success comes to you. That's how you earn it. That's how you're worthy of it, by already making it a reality in your mind, because all you can control is your mind, your actions, your intention, your standards. So I was just talking about this. I just signed a new client today, and I was talking with him.
W.
He wanted to, thanks, bro. He wanted to he wants to level up, not just with his physique, but in every aspect of life. And I said, got you. I mean, so the mindset, so you want this success, right? So it's time to start. And I wanted to ensure that he would go through with it. And I like to, sell him on needing to be an action taker, because it's true. If you want to succeed, you need to take risks. You need to be an action taker. So I'm like, what would this 2.0 version of yourself do in this scenario? That's what I always ask. And that's the truth. If you want to be that version.
That's a really good question to ask.
So if they're hesitant, be like, I completely understand your hesitation and that hesitation mindset, but would you agree that mindset is what's gotten you to where you are right now, skinny, fat, and unhappy? And they'd be like, yeah. So if you're trying to be this 2.0 version of yourself, what do you think that person would do? Would they remain hesitant and reluctant to make a change and stay comfortable, or would they do whatever it takes and take action and take the risk? What do you think that successful person, what do you think would be more likely to result to success? And then they're like, the second one, take the action. Okay, because you don't have to do anything, but what do you think you need to do if it's really important to you to reach that level? Well, I need to act like that 2.0 version. And it's the truth. You need to jump in head first. You need to take risks, because no one ever successful has not taken a risk.
Yeah.
Has not broken it down,
And I like the fact that you asked him and let him tell you that, because people don't like taking advice that feels bad. People don't like taking advice that is uncomfortable. But if they answer that questions themselves, they now know that if they don't act how they said they would act if they were the 2.0 version of themselves, they are a bitch.
They're not going to be there. They're going to say the exact same, because it's about how you act.
Also, I feel like that just calls out, because sometimes we do like emotional decisions, just like we know that it's not the right thing to do, but we still do it. So like, let's say some guy, I don't know, goes to McDonald's because he doesn't want to go to the store, buy a steak, cook it up when he gets home. Right. He knows that, he logically knows that McDonald's is not the right decision, but he just copes. But if somebody was to stop him and say, hey bro, what do you think will lead you to have a better six pack? Like you doing McDonald's, or you actually cooking up a steak at home? Cooking up the steak. So why are you going to McDonald's?
No, you can be like,
and he won't have an answer. You ask him, why do you go to McDonald's then? And he's like, he'll be so ashamed. He'll just stop right in his tracks. But you need to let them answer that question themselves.
You can't tell them. That. Nobody, it's a psychological thing, because nobody, especially if it's my first time meeting them on a call, like he saw my YouTube video, but nobody wants to be told something. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I go about a sales call like a therapist. I'm just trying to get to the root of their problem
Yeah.
only by asking questions. Everything I make, even if it's a statement that I'm trying to make, I end it with "Would you agree?" I make it a question
Mhm.
regardless, because no one wants to be told anything. Imagine being sold to someone. They're like, "You need to do this." You're like, "Fuck you." No, I don't.
Oh
But if you're
yeah,
like,
bro.
right? But if they're like,
Yeah.
you're trying to reach this version, you have choice A and choice B. Which option do you think would get you there better? Then you'll be like,
Mhm.
he's fucking right. It's option B. I do need to take action. If you get them to
Yeah.
realize it and admit it themselves, it's so much more powerful than
Yeah.
telling them.
And especially people want to act on a decision if they feel like it was their idea. So always make them feel like it's their idea.
Yes. Always.
Because
Always
the
make
ego just hits, man, honestly. The ego for us, man. Like, I think that selling a girl is like maybe easier because you can kind of tell her. But if a guy doesn't want to get told, a guy wants to decide himself. So just let him decide, man. Because eventually you're helping him make the right decision at the end of the day. So let him have the ego boost. It's okay.
Exactly. And I do the same thing for girls. Like, we're there for them. We're just working them through it. We're getting them to realize what they need to realize in order to make a change, because most people don't realize it. So like I do the same thing for girls. I'm like, what do you think you need to do? You know? And I just ask every question like, what's your biggest struggle? Okay, well, why now? Tell me why now. Because you don't have to do anything. I'm not here to force you, but why now? Like, and what happens if you don't make a change is my question.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit.
Because
Well,
they actually have to be honest with themselves, man. Like they might not be honest to you, but they're honest themselves in their own mind.
And that circles back to the beginning where you have a second to think about your life. And most people don't have an opportunity to do it. And I'm forcing that upon them. And thinking about your life, which most people don't have the opportunity to do, especially if you're surrounded in an environment. Once you do that, you have to face that chocolate bar. You have to face reality. You have to face the mirror. You can no longer duck the mirror of life. You have to face it head on and be like, and look at yourself up and down and decide what you want. Decide your priority.
When you say people should have time to think, a lot of people, well, what do I think about? So this is why journaling is great, but what do I journal about? People always look for excuse. What I would say is, in my journal, I have a couple of questions, but I remembered it from my head. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Me too. But I have them in my head too. There are a couple of questions that I think somebody who's in rock bottom right now should ask themselves. What am I afraid to feel? Like, what emotion am I not prepared to feel? Like, bro, what am I scared of? Am I scared of heartbreak? Am I scared of... Which emotion are you scared of? Who do I need to cut off to move forward? Who? It's a hard question because sometimes it might be a girlfriend, sometimes it might be a close friend from childhood. What do I need to cut off to move forward? You know, that's also another thing. Like, people have something that makes them too comfortable. And honestly, I could go on, but these three questions are actually like, who, what to cut off, and also what are you scared of? What emotion are you scared of? And also maybe a fourth one, who are you scared of? Whose judgment are you scared of? Because many people that want to post content online, but they're afraid of their friends finding their channel or something like that. Bro, I was scared. I was scared of my high school friends finding my channel too. But guess what, man? Right now, they're liking my stories. They're liking my reels. They're watching it. They're fans. Even if they don't like me, they're still fans. So it's like, bro, at the end of the day, that's still a W. So it's like, so yeah, what emotions are you scared of? Whose judgment are you scared of? Who do you need to cut off, and what do you need to cut off? I think that these four questions are pretty important for most people.
It's a harsh reality. That's why most people duck from the mirror. I've done it.
Yeah.
You don't want to cut off these people that you love, but sometimes if you prioritize growth, you look in the mirror, and maybe deep down looking in the mirror that these people are secretly holding you back, and it's really up to what you prioritize. Holding that friendship, holding on to it when friends come and go, or bettering yourself and actually achieving growth
Yeah,
as a person.
because when people say you've changed, that should be a compliment, not an insult.
That's what I get all the time.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, you didn't change, you fucking loser. You didn't change. You know, I see those guys still at the same club as 2 years ago, bro. This is feeding the same business, feeding the same businessman. You know, and I'm like, you didn't change, you fucking pussy. I'm like, bro, oh, come on now.
I know. I still get that. I was just in Chicago and like I saw one of the kids I knew from college. And he's like, dude, if you still drank like how you did in college, we would be so close. And I'm like, all right, fucking loser, like genuine.
Yeah.
Like I did not. I'm like, thank God I don't.
But it's also scary to think that that could have been you in an alternate universe. That could be you.
Yeah. But in this universe, I'm thankful.
Oh yeah, man. It's like like I could have just quit the gym, stayed there, played the same video games, being on Discord calls with those motherfuckers, right, and doing the same habits. But it's like you're winning in life right now when you're doing that because you have a social life, you whatever, even if they're losers. But in 10 years from now, you're gonna be losing. Okay? In 10 years from now, all that stuff will add up. Yeah.
You're gonna be playing catch up.
And also in 10 years, the guys that are losing right now, that his classmates are making fun of him for posting on YouTube. His classmates are making fun of him for going to the gym and posting his progress pics on Instagram or whatever. They're making fun of him right now. He's losing in the social game. 10 years from now, he's gonna be jacked and rich. So he's gonna be the one winning, actually.
It's a sacrifice.
Yeah. The bully's wife, she's gonna be cheating on him with the guy he was bullying, bro, actually.
Right.
You know how many times that happens, like in 10 years? 10 years difference. I feel like, bro, one of the hardest things is being able to lose right now. Like being able to accept the social loss right now. When your parents think you're a fucking retard or whatever. And
dude, you're doing it at a great time. I mean, we're both sacrificing our time. I'm 23. Yeah. I'm in my early 20s. I'm supposed to be partying, enjoying your 20s. When I was your age, I was drinking, doing all this shit.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your 20s? I'm trying to set myself up for success so early that I can enjoy the rest of my life. That's what I'm trying to do.
Depends who's giving you that advice, because if it's a fucking alcoholic that's fat in a sexless marriage and broke, or maybe you shouldn't take his advice, man. And maybe that's not a good idea.
That's true. I always like to say, why would you take advice from somebody that you don't want to switch places with?
Oh yeah, that's so true, bro. Like maybe in some certain areas, whatever, like our parents, whatever. Maybe if we don't want their financial situation, unless they're multimillionaires, but let's say they're normal working people, maybe we can take other pieces of advice. But when it comes to finances, just pretend that you're listening. Yes, pretend that like you're listening. Be respectful, but in one ear, out the other, right?
Yeah, exactly. Of course, it's like in the topic that they're speaking about, if you wouldn't trade places with them, then don't pay any regard to what they have to. Like you would go to Chris Bumstead for bodybuilding advice, but you wouldn't listen to him about how to play the piano. Like it's just something stupid like that. You wouldn't go to a homeless person and ask him how to make money. You wouldn't fucking go to I don't know. You know what I mean? So
maybe you would go to a homeless person from financial advice just to see what to avoid, what decisions to avoid.
What not to do. Okay. I like it.
That's actually maybe a smart way to take bad advice. Yeah, bro. There are a lot of people that blindly obey, you know, like blindly taking advice, and that's how you were conditioned as a kid, like in school and everything. But eventually, if you're a man, you should just touch your balls, see if you have to, and if you're actually a man, and then make the decision that everybody disagrees with.
Yeah, I love it. It's the best. There's no more thrilling feeling than going against the pack and doing what you deep down know it's right and finally thinking for yourself.
Like, I'm gonna give an example. There are some guys that, let's say, their parents think that eggs are bad for them, right? So, like, more than 2 eggs a day, you're not allowed, whatever. And it's like, he knows that it's healthy for him. Well, the idiot will try to explain, but mom, actually, cholesterol builds testosterone. It has a lot of protein, and it's good for me. They won't listen. These parents, their ego would hurt if you did that. What is a smart thing to do is, when they yell at you, no more than 2 eggs a day. Why are you cooking 6? Whatever. He's like, oh, sorry. Okay, I won't anymore. And then you do this again the second day, and again you say just sorry. Oh, I forgot. I was just hungry. You just play the idiot. You like pretend to agree with them, but you actually do what you actually want to do. It's like
That's a good
people
way
are,
of saying it.
yeah, because be respectful to your parents, okay? Don't fucking argue with them because they won't listen anyways. They'll just be even more dickheads if you argue with them. The same with girls a lot of the time. Just pretend to agree, but then actually do your own thing. That's me. That's what I would do, to be honest.
That's the best thing to do with your parents. Best thing. Sometimes your significant other.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of guys are in that situation right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I just got out of a relationship recently. It was a blessing in disguise. Not because she was bad. She was great, but I was emotionally unavailable. And it kind of goes back to working on yourself. You don't have time to make yourself look good on Tinder. You have, like, if I'm still working on myself, I'm still personal developing. And then once things are figured out, then abundance will come, success will come. But I'm not like you. That's what you attract, right? If you're too desperate or not ready, then you won't be awarded it. Or, it just, things fall into place. Everything happens for a reason. Everything's meant to be. And success is rewarded to those who are worthy of it.
Yeah, man, and that's like another like show of your character because you were able to leave even though it was comfortable, whatever, having like girlfriend, whatever. Like most guys would just stay in the relationship just because they have someone to fuck. Like, come on, bro. Most guys would just stay in the relationship just because hey, it's better than being single, whatever. Like, bro, come on now. Like, don't be like that. A lot of guys are like that. So like right now, I have a girlfriend. She's amazing, right? But again, I only see her like maybe 4 times, 5 times a month. Like that's really it. I see her like once a week, maybe sometimes once every 10 days. But I found a girl that actually like respects it. Like if I say, baby, I don't want to see you this weekend. It's nothing against you, but it's just like I want more time to work. And she's like, oh, okay. Now she might actually be sad about that, whatever, or like unhappy about it, but she doesn't argue with me and try to convince me, like. But then again, girls in the past, like my ex, she was doing that, right? She was crying in the voice note, trying to manipulate me, and I would always fold. So she knew that would work on me. So that also how a girl treats you shows how respectable are you. Because if a girl like tried to like fucking convince me, I would just stop replying and just put the phone down.
It's about standards, man.
Yeah.
What are you willing to tolerate?
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like I don't argue with girls. That's the thing. Like I don't think that it's worth your time. Like it's either like, bro, if you argue all the time with your girl, maybe you're just not compatible. Maybe you want different things.
And you're not. You have low standards.
Yeah, that's honestly a big part of it. I feel like.
I agree.
Why do you think people quit on anything actually, but let's say the gym as an example. Like they go for a couple of months, but then they quit, even though they're seeing small progress, but they quit. Is it impatience or is it low inspiration, low like they don't want it enough, or is it?
Are you talking about the gym specifically? Or anything?
I wanted to use that as an example, but let's use anything else to be honest.
Okay. Why do people quit? You could say it's because of lack of knowledge. It's not true. Everything on how to do anything is online, right? ChatGPT, anything. You could say it's lack of motivation. Fuck that. No one successful has constant motivation. Okay. Yeah. So we've ruled out knowledge. We've ruled out motivation. What's next? Hardships. Every hard task Why is it hard? What makes it hard? The fucking barriers, the constant barriers that you are encountered with, that
Mm-hmm.
are placed in your way, in your path. It's never a smooth path, no matter what you do. And because of that, when you get almost beat near to death by life, most people won't get up.
Mm.
Most people won't get up. Most people lay there because it's more comfortable. It's easier to give up, to stop resisting against life beating you. But the 1%, the 1% that wants it so bad will get up no matter how fucking beat near to death they are, because they have that hope and they have a deep belief that the only way to fail is giving up.
I would also say another thing that might be part of it is belief. Like some people actually want it, and some people maybe would have the guts to it, but they just don't believe that it's really possible.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree.
some people
It's
like um they'll work hard as long as it's easy, but as soon as it gets really tough, and they say, but bro, I'm just risking it just in case it happens. Like, let's say I'm posting every day, I'm working hard on it, whatever. But it's like, oh, I'm on a vacation now and I can't really work. So it's like, I'm just going to slack off. I'm not going to stay up all night editing the video. No, because you know what? What if my channel never blows up? What if I never get 1,000 subscribers, 10,000, 100? You know, what if not?
But what if you do?
Exactly.
And the only way you guarantee failure is if you have the what if mindset. The only chance you give yourself to succeed is if you, well, it's a what if mindset regardless. If you have the what if I don't mindset, you're going to fail. If you have the what if mindset, you're going to succeed. It's about your perception.
That's 100% right, bro.
If you have, like, it starts with the belief system, like 1,000,000%. That's what it starts with. Mindset. Everything in your life is reflected from your mind.
Yeah. I feel like people just have been convinced by their parents, by their close ones, whatever, that it's not possible, so they actually believe it. And when they actually have something authentic to them that they want to achieve, maybe it's that 10 out of 10 physique. It's realistic in like 6, 7, 8 years. You can get a 10 out of 10 physique, bro. Naturally. You can.
I think I have a pretty good one. It's been 5.
Bro. Honestly, yeah, bro. Like, you have. Okay, if somebody that doesn't go to the gym would think that you might be on steroids, because if they didn't never go to the gym, whatever, they think that this guy has a perfect body. Like, he has a 6-pack, he has big muscle, big chest, big shoulder, big back, big arms, big legs, whatever. It's like it's the perfect physique. Because, but again, we that go to the gym for a couple of years, we see small things that could be better in our physiques, right? Like, bro, I see so many things in my physiques that I don't like, right? But again, like girls will say that it's good, but I will always think that it can be better, so much better. You know?
Yeah, girls were pleased with my physique like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I continued going. Like, I just do it for me, man. It's not for the girls.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'm not sure where I was. I'm not sure what I wanted to say right before the fitness, but oh yeah, it's 100% possible. Many people think that they say that I think it's possible until there's a big obstacle, which shows how much they believe in it. Actually, you know.
That's true. The obstacle, if you really believe, you have armor to fight that obstacle. If you have your belief system, number one, and your why. So if you know on a deep level, not only what you want, but why it's so important, why you need it, like you need to breathe, then the sacrifice, the armor, to fight those barriers, to fight those mental battles, will definitely be strong enough. Like, the sacrifice will be seamless. It's going to be a no-brainer if you believe that much that you'll succeed, and you have such an important why that's constantly in your head. And that's why That's why it's so important. Every like, what's going to get you out of bed in the morning when you're not
Oh yeah.
motivated? You know, what's
Mhm.
gonna what's going to keep you going to the gym when you broke your ankle and you
Oh
don't
yeah.
and you don't
Yeah.
feel like going and you feel like you're
Yeah.
ready to give up? Why don't you give up? Why not?
I saw a
So
perfect example of this in my gym when I saw a guy with a broken leg in crutches, but he was still like going there to train back, lat pull downs. But he
that's
was
what I
in
was doing.
crutches and his left leg was like in what do you call it, in a cast, or how you call it in English? Yeah,
Yeah,
so he couldn't walk on that leg, but he still went to train back.
I did the same thing, bro. I don't know if you saw my Instagram, but I shattered my ankle, and then a year later, I did my first bodybuilding show, bro. And I was going to the
Yeah.
gym with my foot up on a scooter, chest press,
W, bro. That's a great one, honestly.
because I had a deep why,
Yeah.
deep, deep motive, you know, carrying me there.
100%.
By the way, check out this body fat. It's kind of cool. I use it.
Ah, yeah, that's
That's a fucking half kilo of body fat.
nah. Compared to muscle, it's tiny against that.
Yeah, muscles like this big.
Yeah. So, anyways, I wanted to get in some rapid fire questions before we wrap up. So, what's more important, training or diet?
Diet.
Mm.
Do you want me to elaborate or no?
I actually, yeah. Why do you think that's more important?
Oh, I know it's more important because you can lose a bunch of body fat without training,
Mm-hmm.
but you can train all you want and still look like shit if you if your diet is McDonald's every day. Like, it's
Oh
not going to
yeah.
make a difference. If you don't eat protein and manage your diet, you'll look the exact same no matter how much you
Mm.
train. But you don't have to train to lose significant amount of body fat. You don't have to train to
Hmm.
make yourself look significantly better and be significantly healthier. And
Mm.
so both of them are important. They go hand in hand, but nutrition is significantly more important.
Yeah.
It determines how you look entirely
I
and
feel like
feel.
also sometimes guys hit plateaus when they don't train hard enough, like intensity. When you don't
That's
actually
true.
know where your failure is. So the way I fixed this, I told the story once, was when I made a new friend at the gym who was like a 65-year-old, he was training for like 20 plus years, 30 plus years. It was one of those old guys at the gym who was muscular, bro, in his 60s. And it was like so cool. So I started speaking with him about, and then I trained. I think I was training legs with him. But we didn't do squats. We did leg extensions, then leg curls and calf raises and Bulgarian split squats. Bro, on those leg extension, this motherfucker knows what failure truly is, bro. This was like half a year ago. I had no idea how much pain actually your workouts should involve. Like, bro, I had no fucking clue. So, the one training with an old guy that has been training for 3 decades changed the way I trained completely, even after 2.5 years into the gym. So that was one of the best things I ever done, man. Train with an old guy, bro. He'll teach you how to train harder, man. Never.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was the best thing.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Your mind can always go way further. Your body can go way further than your
It's
mind
like
likes to let you think.
it's like I unlocked a new level of pain tolerance ever since then. It's like just once, and now I'll forever train like harder. Like, not like that workout every single time, but even when I train alone, I train way harder than I used to like a year ago. You know, and it was that interaction, that one workout that I had with him. So I'm forever
It's
grateful to that
important.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, having a coach, having a trainer too, like, that's helped me so much too. It just
Oh yeah, 100%.
shows you how important it is to really push yourself to failure. But yeah,
Yeah, man. I'm going to the gym after this, and I'm gonna be training. I'm gonna be training back today, bro. It's gonna be amazing, man. I can't wait to do the rows, to be honest.
I
So,
love back.
what would you say was the best and worst advice someone has given you? Nah, it's like it's a hard question because throughout your whole life you've heard a lot of advice, a lot of stupid advice, a lot of good advice, a lot of life changing advice. So it's hard to pick two, but
It's
someone
true. It is
somebody giving you really good advice and then somebody giving you stupid advice that you shouldn't have taken.
really, really good advice. Is someone told me that no one else is going to see your path.
Mm,
Even your family might not see it, your friends might not see it.
mm-hmm,
Only you and God will know. I don't
mm,
remember who told me, but I've heard it somewhere because it's so true and I didn't come up with it.
mm.
And it's so true. And then,
That's true, bro. Honestly, like what you see, because it's your life at the end of the day, and people want to put their dream scenarios onto you, but you have to see what you want actually, and you only can feel your desires. Your parents won't feel it for you. Your parents won't relate to it.
they often want to keep you comfortable and happy, and
Yeah,
growth only comes with discomfort. So a lot of times if you're achieving great things, they will be skeptical and hesitant at first and be
yeah.
scared for you, but inevitably once you succeed, then they'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say the worst advice I've ever received in my life is stop dreaming. That's unrealistic
Mm,
for anything.
yeah.
It's just like for anything. Like, sure, I understand telling me when I'm a kid that wanting to be in the NBA is unrealistic. But I think I know the only time you guarantee failure, like we talked about, is when you believe that you're going to
Mm,
fail.
yeah.
So I think putting that onto little kids or people in general to stop dreaming, be realistic, is
Ah,
the worst advice you could possibly spread to the
yeah.
world. It's cancerous to the world. It's cancerous. So
I adore realistic because I did once a podcast with Max Lewis, who I will never forget. I was like 17 at the time. This was like a year and a half ago, probably. The guy's worth like 40 or 50 million dollars. So that was like a big W, like networking with that guy and actually like doing a podcast with him. If I told that to my classmates in high school, they would say, "Come on, rich people like that don't speak to you. Why would they speak to you?" You know, it's like that was such a W for me. But anyways, when I spoke to him, he said that basically he also hates the word realistic because if you showed somebody this thing and that you could put it to your ear and the person on the other side of the world can hear you, they will think you're a witch, that you're crazy, that you don't know
yeah,
what you're
like
talking
what,
about.
50 years ago, 100 years ago.
50 years ago, maybe not, but probably 100 something years ago, 100%. Yeah. Like in the 1920s, I think there was some sort of telephone, but it was very rare. Normal people didn't have access to it.
Yeah.
So, like, probably like in the 19th century, they would still like think that you're fucking crazy. They'd probably beat you up, bro. They'd think that you're fucking like this guy's crazy. So it's like they couldn't see the vision of the whatever was the person who created a telephone. I actually don't know who was that. But the same thing, your parents, your family, they don't see this vision. They don't think it's impossible. But just like the telephone, nobody saw and thought that that was possible. But you do. You can make it happen because you can see it and you can actually do it. People around you are not going to believe in it. And honestly, why do people even look for approval from other people? Why do you think people even look for permission to dream big? Fuck that, bro. Like, I can hear it from everybody. 100 people can tell me that I'm wrong, and I'm gonna be the only motherfucker saying, "Yeah, you're all wrong. I'm the only one who's right." But people fall to peer pressure, and if they're family members, like their parents, their brother, their sister, and then their uncles too, because your dad spoke to his uncles, now they're telling you, "Go on, go to college. Stop thinking you can be an entrepreneur, or whatever." They succumb to that. If you can just like not accept that, that's the hardest part actually. Succumbing to social pressure and denying it, refusing their opinions.
I agree with you. It's hard. It's hard to be a lone wolf, but it's required to make significant progress sometimes. And then
100%.
you find the right pack.
Yeah. What would you say was the proudest moment in your life?
Proudest?
Yeah.
My first bodybuilding show.
Mm.
And it was a year after I broke my ankle, quit the basketball team because I was overlooked, and then I went and won my first height class, and I mean there was no other feeling. Like I put in so much fucking
Mm.
work, and I finally saw the fruits of my labor after years and years of
Mm.
failing with basketball and then switching to that and then shattering my ankle again, just constantly getting shoved on my ass.
Mm.
And the fact that I was able to go on and compete, put so much effort into that for 6 months, the
Mm.
hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And to go on and win my first show is unreal,
What
absolutely unreal.
was what was the hardest thing about prep? Was it the diet or was it the training?
Definitely not training. Um, Diet or posing or cardio.
Oh, posing. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that also doesn't isn't as easy as
Bro,
people think it is.
posing's the most slept on thing about prep. It's so hard. It's so hard, especially when you're exhausted. You have no food. You already trained, did cardio, and then you have to
Mm,
hold poses and get perfect. And it's so
yeah.
overlooked. It's really hard, really hard.
Mm,
Definitely.
mm,
It's a very overlooked part. I spent 30 days, 30 minutes a day posing. I would say the hardest, most miserable part was the consistent cardio,
mm,
and then the posing, and then the diet, and then the training. I
mm.
got really good at diet. I mastered the diet.
Yeah. That honestly, yeah, I can see that to be honest. Huh.
It's all hard though. There's nothing easy about it. Nothing easy about it.
Yo, do you think that yourself a year before that would think that that's possible? Or maybe not a year from that,
Yeah.
before that. That would be like too early. Do you think that, let's say, your 15-year-old self would think that?
No.
No?
But a year before, yeah.
Yeah, that
When I
would
was
make
15,
sense.
there's absolutely no way I thought I would have been a bodybuilder, especially when a year before I was like, I'm gonna do this. I was
Yeah.
already, but 15
Mm.
had no clue. Had no clue. I didn't even really start working out by then.
Uh, how would you describe yourself in 2 words?
Uh, there's too many words to describe me, man. I'm crazy. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. What do you think about me so
Oh,
far? Me knowing me for 30 minutes. Whoever comes up with them first.
yeah, let me think about it.
I don't know. I've always been a
Say,
goofy guy, but 2 words is so little, bro.
um,
Um, Expressive, maybe,
I'd say
and
driven.
driven and expressive, maybe, because I
Mm,
express my personality. I express what I think.
mm.
Or I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe those two.
those could work. Maybe just that guy.
Yeah, that comma guy.
That could work too, to be honest. Yeah, man. Yo, all right. This has been a pleasure, man. What's next for you?
What's next, bro? I'm gonna continue changing as many lives as I can. I'm gonna
Mm,
continue making a difference in the world and actually giving a fuck when most people out there don't. In a world full of
mm,
scammers, fakers, in a world full of people that act like they care, but they got the wrong intentions deep down,
mm,
I'm going to make myself better for not only me, but for the people that I affect.
mm-hmm.
That's my purpose.
Man.
And I'm going to touch as many people and change as many lives as I can. That's truly
Mm,
the only thing that's what's going to make me the most fulfilled in this world. I don't care how much I could
mm,
have $1 million and I'll feel empty, but I can touch a million lives and I'll feel
yeah.
fulfilled.
I feel like um really think that people don't focus on. I think that money will fulfill them. Maybe for a quiet, little, small, short time frame, but after a while, you get used to the lifestyle. Okay, so eventually, like,
You become numb to it. You become
yeah,
numb
and I
to it.
also feel like the real ambition is to try to make money with something that is also fulfilling at the same time. You know?
That's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
That's
All
why I'm a
right.
coach.
All right. Where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at Swole People can find me on YouTube at Swole People can find me on Snapchat. I don't care. You'll find me.
Yeah.
I'm around.
I'll put all of
I'm
those in
fine.
the description. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my dog doing, bro. My dog's sleeping right there.
Yeah. I see your dog moving. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, I'm asking, bro. Like, she's been sleeping here. Amy. Nah,
It's early. It's early.
Yeah. Yeah, she's sleeping tight. I'm gonna leave her alone. Anyways, it's been a pleasure, man. Speaking to you, it's been an honor. I'm
You too, brother.
about to head to the gym now, guys. Thanks a lot for watching till the end. Definitely train hard, bro. Eat right today. Man, pray to God. Honestly, a prayer doesn't have to be like you wishing or you saying sorry or you appreciating what you have, but also just be a conversation with God. Appreciate what you have, but just like let out what is actually on your thoughts because He understands you. Okay, and there's people who don't believe in God. Feel free to skip this section. Okay, whatever, I don't care. But I will never be ashamed to talk about religion, man. I feel like it's a very important part of life.
I agree with you. And I think take a second and step out of your body for a moment and look in. Step out of your body that you're in for your whole life. We're given this body, but there's a spirit inside of us. Step out of your body for a second and look at the life you live. Look at the body you have. Look at where you are and just take a second to desensitize yourself because, like you said, you get used to the lifestyle. If you're rich, you get used to the lifestyle in general of where you are, wherever you are. So desensitize yourself from your life for a second and really soak in what you have, what you're blessed with, you know, and realize that there's probably 100 people, like a lot of people out there that would do anything to have certain traits that you have. So be grateful.
Yeah. God bless you, man. Guys, thanks a lot for watching till the end. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
Peace out, guys.